Welcome to the Mom Self-Care Podcast, your safe space to finally focus on YOU. I'm Twitty-Hawkins, your self-care coach for moms, praying wife, and mom of four. And I know that being a Christ-centered mom is such a beautiful calling, but it can be so draining. That's why it's important to make sure you are filling your own cup. On this podcast, we'll discuss practical, holistic self-care strategies to help nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Because a mama who fills her own cup pours that back into her family with true peace and joy. Tune in for honest conversations about motherhood and self-care because you matter too. Blessings, mamas, and welcome to the Mom Self-Care Podcast. I'm Twitty-Hawkins, your host and self-care coach for moms, and I have a question for you. Are you the person that everyone comes to when they need help, when they need advice, or they need comfort, or they need a prayer? Are you the go-to person? Now I have a follow-up question for you. Who is that person for you? Who is that safe space for you? The person you can go to and talk to and lean on and get answers from. Who is that person? Because being a safe space for your family and for your loved ones can feel amazing. It can feel honorable. It can make you feel like you matter. But it also can be a lonely place. It can be a heavy burden to bear. And you didn't become that person on accident. It happened over time. Maybe when you were younger, you learned to mediate between people, or you learned to see when maybe something bad was going to happen. Or maybe you were praised for being mature and dependable, or possibly no one was a safe space for you when you were growing up. So you want to be that safe space for others. So you began absorbing everything that's going on around you. You learned how to handle it all as much as possible, no matter what it cost you. And it became your role. It even began to become a part of who you are. But when you're that safe space for everyone else and don't have a safe space yourself, what is that costing you? You get used to being there for everyone else and helping them regulate their emotions and express them in a healthy way, but you forget about honoring your own. You suppress your own emotions, and they don't just go away. They are living there inside your body, and they affect you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and also physically. You carry so much that people don't even realize. And since they're used to you being dependable and always having it together, and for those who are not watching, I put the air quotes because none of us are always holding it together, but they think you are, so they don't ask about you. How many times have you heard and seen online, check on your strong friends? That's because we are trying to hold it together. We're trying to appear strong all the time, but everyone's human. Everyone's going through something. So when you try to pretend you're strong all the time, a lot of times people think you do have it all together. So they're like, oh, I'm not worried about asking about her because she is good. But me, on the other hand, I need help. So when people don't ask about you, you just assume, hey, this is reality. This is how I have to live my life. You don't expect people to check on you. You don't expect people to offer help. You're like, I have to always have a solution. I have to always show up, and I have to always get it done, no matter what. So you don't know how to lean on others when they offer help. You're like, what is this? This feels weird. And you don't want to be a burden to anybody. But just think about it. You say you don't want to be a burden to anybody, but when you're helping others, when you're helping your children, when you're helping your friends, when you're helping people in your community, do you feel like that is a burden to you? Now, sometimes, yes, it's going to be a burden, but sometimes it's just a blessing to be able to help. So when we are not able to embrace people showing love to us through helping, then we're blocking their blessings of helping us. And then we're blocking our own blessing of allowing them to come into our life and help us and us have some things taken off our plate. So I encourage you to think about it like that. Get your pen if you haven't already. Y'all know sometimes I forget to say it at the beginning of the episode, but get your pen and just write down, take notes from what I'm saying, and maybe write down when I push someone away or say, no, I got it, I'm fine. I am blocking my blessings and I'm blocking their blessings as well. So God is trying to bless you, but you're essentially saying, no, I got this, even when you really don't got it. And speaking of safe spaces, being open to having someone help you, having someone love on you, being vulnerable enough to cry and admit the things that you're going through may actually feel unsafe because that's not something you you're used to. You've created this mindset, this reality that being strong all the time is safe. Is you being in control. That's safe. So you're going to have to be intentional about creating a new mindset that me doing it all is not safe anymore. That whatever walls I put up, maybe someone hurt you in the past. Maybe you did depend on someone and they hurt you. Maybe they betrayed you. So you said, and I've done this in the past, you said, I'm going to put these walls up. I'm going to do it myself because I don't have time to deal with the emotions, the fallout, all of those things. I don't have time to deal with that. So my safe space is putting up these walls around me. But I just want you to know that God does not want you living in a box. You know how they say, think outside the box? I encourage you to live outside the box. And that means trusting God, trusting that God has people in this world that are your safe space. That will be your safe space. And I'm telling you, it's just crazy how strangers can be there for you. Like sometimes your family won't even be there for you. How they can love on you and pray for you like your family won't even do. I'm telling you right now, it can happen. It has happened over and over again. It has happened in my life, but it did not happen until I was open to saying, hey, I'm going to be vulnerable in front of these people. I'm going to tell these strangers that I don't know the things that I have been going through. This even happened in a coaching certification program I was in. I was not expecting it, but they said transform people, transform people. So guess what? I had to be transformed first before I could coach you guys to transform your life through your mindset, through the words that you say. So you have to be intentional about saying, hey, this is what I thought was a safe space, was me blocking people off, me being comfortable. But your blessings are on the other side of your comfortability. They say that about businesses, but it's true in your personal life as well. So I encourage you to think about, hey, am I ready to stop blocking my blessings, trying to be in control of everything and not being my best self? Am I ready to stop doing that? And am I ready to be open to people showing love to me, to loving myself, to being a safe space for myself, and also allowing others to be a safe space for me too? Because God doesn't want you to just be a safe space for everybody else. He wants you to embrace having a safe space as well. Because guess what? You can be strong and still need support. Think about it. People in the Bible, celebrities, maybe your friends, they're not doing it on their own. My mama told me a long time ago, you are not an island. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, message. Because like I said, in the past, I had that problem. I would shut people off. I would be like, I got this. Plus, I'm very much an introvert. So know that, again, you can be strong and still need support. We all need support. You just have to be open to receiving it. So I encourage you to get your pen out and write down, what would it look like for you to allow one person to support you? What is one small thing that you could let someone else do to support you? And then how would you feel when they do that? And again, be honest. You could say, I feel afraid. I will feel relieved. It can be both. Just write down and be honest. And then when someone asks you how you're doing, if you're not fine, don't just say I'm fine. And again, I know a lot of us do that because in the past, maybe we said something, we explained how we were feeling and people ignored us, or how people say, how you doing? And then you start talking and they just keep on going like, why did you ask in the first place? But I want you to be open to, when they ask you, being honest about how you feel. Now, that doesn't mean tell all your business, but if you're not feeling okay, then say that. Well, actually, I'm not feeling well. And sometimes people open up, me either, girl, I'm tired. And you can have a great conversation. One time I said I was feeling a little sad because I had just lost my aunt. I was checking out, I want to say at Sprouts, and the lady talked about how she had just lost her husband, and she showed me her picture with her husband she had on her necklace. That would have not happened if I had been like, oh, I'm fine. She blessed me, and hopefully the conversation blessed her as well. So be open to, instead of just saying I'm fine, especially if you're not, to it. Again, you don't have to share everything, but hey, I'm not feeling that well. Actually, I'm having a pretty tough day. Something like that. Just start small and see what happens. And if this episode hit home, it's because you're not alone. A lot of Christian moms are used to giving and not receiving anything back, of being the emotional anchor of all of our loved ones, but saying to ourselves, this is our duty, this is just the way it is, but forgetting the cost, trying to ignore the cost. But the things that we are dealing with, they don't go away. So if you're used to giving love to everyone else, but not receiving any yourself, then I'd like to invite you to Learning to Receive Love, my 4-week group coaching program, where we're not just talking about love, but we're learning how to live in it. You're going to learn how to embrace love. You're going to learn how to stand in your identity as a woman of God and know that you deserve nothing less than the best in life. The same way you pour into your children, you're going to learn how to pour into yourself, how to love yourself just as you are, right where you are, to set healthy boundaries, to allow others to support you without you feeling guilty or like you're less than, and to learn how to make yourself a priority too, to learn how to embrace love from others and from yourself, because your relationship with yourself is so important. So if you know you need this, then join us for Learning to Receive Love. The information will be down in the show notes. I pray that you will join us in this beautiful safe space that I've created for you and your fellow Christian mamas to support each other and know that we are not alone. You are not alone. Well, I hope this episode blessed you. If it did, make sure you share it with the mama you love. Subscribe if you haven't, and leave a review too. Until next time, take care. God bless. Thanks so much for joining me for the Mom Self-Care Podcast. I hope you feel inspired to make yourself a priority too. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Share this podcast with another mama you love and leave a review. Also, feel free to let me know what you would like to hear about in future episodes by visiting me on Instagram at CIC Inspire Me. Until next time, take some time to take care of YOU because you matter too.